Hey guys, it's Manaya and welcome to the Manaya Show. Today I will be showing you guys how I lost over 30 plus pounds in about 5 months. So in December of 2019, I was 190 pounds. I was basically nearing 200 pounds and I was kind of like confused and lost and like, oh my god, I'm getting fat. The reasons for my weight gain was I kind of wasn't eating terrible, but I wasn't eating the best I can. And I was also on a birth control, and I feel like that kind of pushed me towards the weight gain because I was still moderately fit and I felt like I should not be getting all this weight. So I really did like a major life change and decided like, no, this isn't gonna work for me. We're gonna lose that weight. So I'm gonna share with you how that worked. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about, you hear this, if you look this up and you watch other videos, you hear this a lot. So the major thing when you're losing weight is to eat in a calorie deficit. And what is a calorie deficit? That basically means you're just eating less. You're cutting calories. Like if you're a person who eats about 2,500 calories, you're gonna cut that to about like 2,000 or 1,800, whatever like helps you with your fitness level. Like if you work all day, if you are a person who's sedentary, if you're someone who just sits in the office all day, you have different like calorie allowances. You gotta work with what works for you. And basically with me, I didn't necessarily count every single calorie I had. If I eat this, oh my god, this is 500, this is 600. I didn't really count like that. When you're eating in a calorie deficit, all you really have to do is just eat less than you normally do. It's not really that hard. You just kind of, what I used to do, I used to like on my phone notes, I used to kind of make like a food diary and put like what I would eat. Like before I started, working on losing weight, I used to eat like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that's okay to eat 3 times a day. But I started cutting that into eating 2 meals a day. And throughout the day, if I'm hungry, I can have like a yogurt, boiled eggs, or like whole wheat crackers, something with peanut butter. And those kind of help me like, if I'm feeling a little weak or I'm feeling a little hungry, I eat those instead of having a whole meal. And that kind of helped me significantly lose a lot of weight. Just like eating less helps you get there. Another tip I'm gonna share with you is, okay, I am kind of like a snack fiend. Like I love eating snacks. And when I, was on that weight loss journey, I had to basically cut the amount of snacks I eat. And how I would do that is, I make sure that I have only clean snacks. I make sure that when I go to the store, I would purchase the single serving, like 100 calorie pack, like whatever snack that I like, and eat it in that portion. Like I'm a person who, if I have like a family size bag of chips, I'm probably gonna eat the whole bag or at least half the bag in like one day, which is not good. Like when you have a big bag like that, you kind of have no control and no limit, so you eat the whole thing. But if you have the little smaller bags that you can just put in your bag with you and take with you wherever you go, you will be able to eat less and control what you eat. And that kind of helped me like stop, because I'm a big snacker, and so I started buying those things. But I would eventually also just not eat a lot of snacks in the first place. But if I really feel like I must have a snack and I'm just craving it, I really gotta have whatever I have, I eat it, but in a very small amount. But for the most part, you want to make sure that you're eating clean. You can have things like popcorn, like whole wheat crackers. If you like fruits, I'm not big on the fruits, but fruits are really healthy. You can have like a yogurt with like fruits in it. You can have granola. You can have all these types of snacks. You can have cheese. You can have beef jerky. All of those are clean things. You want to make sure that you're eating whole foods. You don't want to be putting junk into your body. And when I say snack, that doesn't mean you can just eat hot Cheetos every day, or you eat Takis or whatever, cookies. Like, I'm not saying that you can't have these things at all, but you want to make sure that for the most part, like 80% of what you're eating are things that are going to benefit your body. When I was first on that weight loss journey, I stuck to like what I know, or like what I see other people do. Like the first thing I did when I was like, oh my gosh, I have to lose weight, I went to the store and I bought some dried chicken breasts and asparagus and brown rice. Like I like brown rice, that's not a problem. But I really dislike dry chicken breast. I would eat it and like be so sad and like not want to eat because I do not look forward to like what I'm eating. And eating doesn't necessarily have to be like a form of entertainment, but you know, you have to eat to nourish yourself. But when you're on a weight loss journey, still eat some of the foods that you enjoy. Trust me, if you're eating stuff that you like and it's healthy at the same time, you will lose weight a lot better. Like I noticed when I had like that dry stuff, it just wasn't working for me. I would look at the asparagus and the chicken breast and just ew. So what I did, I'm a person who likes seafood, so I would start eating like tilapia or salmon or whatever meat I like. I stopped buying chicken breast. I know chicken breast is like one of the top prime choices for protein and are really helpful in weight loss, but I do not like chicken breast. So instead, like I said, the tilapia, the fish, the seafood. Sometimes I like ground turkey. I eat ground turkey. Like, stick with what you like. Just because you're on a weight loss journey doesn't mean you eat everything that's gross. You can still have kind of the things that you like. Like if you're a person who loves chocolate, that doesn't mean you got to cut chocolate out. You can substitute other forms of chocolate and have like dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is a healthy chocolate. I'm a person, I love French fries. Instead of having French fries, of course, from a fast food place, you can make your own homemade French fries. You can put them in an air fryer. That doesn't mean you deep fry them and you make it at home and that makes it healthy. No, you can cook things cleaner. Like I said, you like French fries, you can get potatoes, cut them up in wedges, and you can bake them. You can air fry them, you can saute them, you can boil them. You can still have kind of things you like, but in a modified, healthy, cleaner sort of way. Here's another thing that helped me lose weight. So when you are trying to lose weight, it's very important that you cut back on sugars, because sugars can help you, sugars can kind of like push you towards like weight gain. When you are in a store or you are somewhere eating, you're going out to eat, you want to make sure that you're looking at the nutrition facts, which is very important. Not only you should cut back on sugars, but you should also cut back on sodium. See that some of your favorite foods, your favorite seasonings can have like 600 grams of sodium and like a 2 teaspoon serving of like your favorite spice that you use on a daily basis. When you're someone who cooks at home, it's important that you buy spices and seasonings with a lower sodium content. Like I tend to buy like Mrs. Dash, things like cayenne pepper. You can buy black pepper. You can buy, there's like salt-free alternatives, but you don't have to totally stay away from sodium, because sodium is still necessary for a adequate diet. And when you look at sugars, you really need to look at the added sugars. Like when you have like let's say I buy Greek yogurt, which I buy a lot and I use in smoothies, I eat it at snacks and whatever. You want to make sure that it has like a low sugar content. Your favorite yogurt that you can be buying can have like 20 grams of added sugar, and it's in yogurt. What you want to make, when you look at the nutrition facts, you'll see how it says sugar content, right? And then it'll have added sugar. You want to make sure that the added sugars is as low as possible. I don't really buy things that have more than 10 grams of added sugar. Even 10 is like pushing it, but you want to make sure that it has like at least as low as you can, but you want to make sure that it's really not passing like 9 or 10, because all that added sugar is not necessary, and that added sugar will, help you, not help you, but it's gonna kind of make you gain weight. So now I'm going to talk about your beverage options. So when you are thirsty, the first thing you should look at is water. Water is the wonderful, delicious thing that will hydrate you. Water is great. Water is 0 calorie, and water will help your skin become clear. Like, water is just great. Like, you want to make sure that whatever you drink, whatever you eat is not a high calorie thing. Like, you already have calories in the food that you're eating. If you have a juice that's about 200 calories and has unnecessary sugars and stuff that you don't already need, everything that you should get should be from your meal, not from your drink. I'm someone who loves juice. Like, I love juice. I love orange juice, pineapple juice, apple juice. And I've completely cut back on all those things. And instead, when I want something with flavor that's just not normal water, I started buying a lot of sparkling water. Sparkling water has helped me so much. It gives you like a break from like the normal like boring tasting water to something with a little bit more pizzazz. Like, I'm not really a soda drinker. I never liked sodas, but if you're someone who does like sodas, you should like take a look at sparkling water, because they have a great taste and it still hydrates you. It's 0 calorie, it's 0 sweetener. And also, what you want to be careful for is when you're in the store and you see these like artificial sweetened water beverages, you want to make sure that it actually has no sugars, no sweeteners, none of that artificial stuff. You just want the ingredients to literally say water and then like natural flavoring from like fruits or something. Because I like to drink like bubbly or LaCroix. Those are kind of healthy things, healthy sparkling water brands to choose, and you want to make sure that they're not like the zero low calorie drinks. Those are bad for you. Those are artificial. Those have a bunch of things that you don't need in your body. Just get plain sparkling water. You can have green tea. You can have coffee, but black coffee with like no sugar, no nothing. You can put like cinnamon in your stuff. But you want to make sure that you kind of stay away from unnecessary sugars and stuff that you need. When you drink water, you could just focus on the calories that are in the food. So if you know you ate about 2,000 calories of food that day, but you didn't count that you had 3 different juices, all with 200 calories in each juice, that's like an extra 600 calories in your diet. And liquid calories do count. Just because you feel like you're drinking them and you're not becoming full on them, it still is contributing to your calorie intake for the day. And you want to make sure that you stay away from liquid calorie drinks. You do not want to drink your calories. You should have a delicious, wonderful, well-balanced meal. The only exception to this is if you have like a protein smoothie, which is totally fine. You can use it to replace a meal. If you don't have a breakfast, you can have a smoothie, because not everyone's a heavy breakfast person. So that's a great thing you can do, but that is the only exception to liquid calories that you should make. Now I'm going to talk about like the fitness aspect of my whole weight loss journey, which you probably are really interested in. When I first started losing weight, I made sure that I implemented a lot of cardio in my workouts. Some people, when they lose weight, they think they just go straight to the gym. No. And start lifting weight. That is not what you do. The way to lose weight is to do cardio, because you have to cut fat. You have to lose that fat content. So in order to do that, you have to do cardio. And with cardio, my favorite forms of cardio would be HIIT workouts, which is high intensity interval training, which means like intense, like jumping and burpees and doing all that in like a short time. Like you do like 20 seconds of burpees, you do like a couple seconds of a break, and then you do more of that. Or also I would do sprints. A workout that I would do is I would just go outside and do a bunch of sprints. I would go on hills. I would go on the treadmill at my local gym and do treadmill sprints. Basically, I would set my treadmill to an incline of about 1.5 and set the speed to about 10 or 11. And I would sprint for about 30 seconds on and take like a 45-second break and do at least 8 to 10 sets of sprints. I was doing that basically every time I would go to the gym, all the time I would work out. And I would also have like weight train, but I make sure that what I do is a high intensity movement. Like whatever I do, I make sure I add cardio. Like I would do lots of supersets. A superset is when you have like 2 different exercises. You do one, you can do like 10 squats, and then after your 10 squats, you do like 6 push-ups. And like you do that, like it's basically like a tag team workout. After my set of squats, I do a set of burpees. I would do that all the time, and that significantly helped me cut on weight. So cardio is very important, even though you may not like cardio. Cardio makes you sick, but cardio is very important. That kind of helped me lose. That was really one of the major things that helped me lose the weight. So the next thing that helped me cut back on my weight is really taking a closer look at the nutrition facts and reading the serving size first. Let's say you're buying some crackers and you pull the roll out of crackers and you're just casually eating it in bed, right? Let's say you go through like a whole stack of crackers. Let's say Ritz crackers, for example. You could be eating that whole tube of Ritz crackers, and you're thinking, oh, I'm just eating crackers. That's not bad. I could be eating something worse, like Cheetos or cookies. But you have to pay attention that all those crackers, you probably ate about 30 crackers, but their serving size is 5. So you really have to take a look at that serving size, because you have to see what they say that you should actually be eating. Whatever you eat, you want to make sure that you're eating the right amount. You're not eating too much. So another thing that I did to help me lose weight is cutting cheat days. I don't really like the concept of cheat days because I feel like you're just having a whole day you reward yourself with bad food isn't really going to help you lose weight. If you're losing weight, what's the point of having a whole day if you're eating bad? What I would do instead of having a cheat day, because I'm not saying you can't have things you like, because we're human. If you know you love freaking cinnamon rolls, or you love having whatever cheeseburger, or you love, like me, I love fries. Like I didn't delete fries from my diet. What I would do, like, let's say once a week, let's say you make sure you're following a clean diet. You eat really clean. And on Wednesday, let's say today's Wednesday or whatever, you have your clean breakfast. You have your 2 scrambled eggs. You have peanut butter on wheat toast and grapefruit. That's a type of breakfast. That's kind of like a breakfast that I would have. And for lunch, I can have some boiled eggs, some brown rice, some shrimp or whatever. But for dinner, I go out with friends and we go out to eat and I eat whatever I want. That would make you feel a lot better than if you have a whole day dedicated to just eating bad. You can't have a bad breakfast. You have McDonald's for breakfast. For lunch, you go out to eat, you get a bunch of tacos, and for dinner, you have a whole rack of ribs. That's totally not gonna help you lose any weight. So instead of having a cheat day, you can have a cheat meal like once a week on only one day. And another thing that helped me lose weight is I would find that I eat out a lot less. When you're eating out, unless you are really adamant about it, when you eat out, you don't really look at the nutrition facts. You're not really counting the sodium or whatever you're eating. When you're eating out, you're just eating out. Like, you don't really check all the nutritional aspects of what you're eating. And if you eat out constantly, you're constantly not knowing how much oil they use, whatever butter, how much salt, how much sugar they're using. So when you cook at home with your own spices, your own seasoning, your own butter, your own oil, you know what's going inside of it. And at the end of the day, you will be eating a much healthier, cleaner diet, and you know what you like. You can put how much you want, whatever. If you don't like this ingredient, you can put that ingredient, and you can make sure you cut back on certain things that will help benefit you. Wait, that whole 5 months, I really barely went out. The only time I would go out is when I have that 2 times a month cheap meal. So most of the time, I would be making all my food. I make all my food. I'm someone who already likes to cook. So I would just be making all my food. I didn't really have a problem with making my own food. I just made what I like. So, no going out to eat. I'm so sorry. If you're someone who likes to go out to eat, you can at least once a week maybe have one meal. If you're really having a hard time with making food yourself, you at least want to make healthier choices when you go to a restaurant. Just because you like to eat out, you don't have to completely cut that out from your life, but you want to make sure that you're also, making a healthier choice. But you don't have to definitely cut everything you like out of your life, but you're definitely going to have to make some changes. Another thing that helped me lose weight is using a oil spray. I like to use olive oil and avocado oil and coconut oil. You use the spray because you can kind of have a control over the amount of oil that you're using, and you significantly lose weight. That was one of my top things. Every time someone asks me like a tip on how to lose weight, I always recommend that you use an oil spray. When I started using that, I started cutting back on a lot of oil that I would be using. I love making scrambled eggs every morning, and if you pour a bunch of whatever oil you're using, I like to use olive oil, and I recommend that you use olive oil as a healthy, clean oil. I stay away from vegetable and canola oils. I consider those unhealthy oils, and I don't consume those at all. But as I was saying, with those oils, I would find that I would be using a lot more than I need. And when I started using that oil spray, it helped me cut back on all that oil I was using. Oil, even though like olive oil and avocado isn't unhealthy, isn't bad, anything in excess is bad. So anything that you can cut, you want to make those cuts. And using an oil spray really helps me cut back on, of course, unnecessary calories that I don't need. Another thing that helped me lose weight is cutting back on the amount of sauce that I use. I noticed that when I cook, I like to, at the end of whatever I eat, I like to put sauces on it. Sometimes I like putting mayonnaise, you know, you like hot sauce, you like chipotle sauce, I like sriracha sauce. And I didn't realize that these sauces have all these extra calories, have all these extra sodium, salts and sugars and things that I don't really need, that weren't helping me lose weight. And I noticed when I started cutting them, the weight started going away as well. So using these sauces kind of like sneak in extra fats and calories that you don't need in your diet. So it's really important, like if you go out to eat, that you do not use the sauce they give you. You don't eat the barbecue sauce, you don't eat that creamy cilantro sauce. Like that kind of was a little issue for me at first, because I really love, you know, sauces and stuff, but when you cut them out, it's really helpful. Like also, another thing that's not typically a sauce, but let's say I have waffles or something for breakfast, and you know, whatever you have, like waffles or pancakes, what you're gonna want to have is some syrup. Instead of syrup, I started to use honey. Like I really like honey. Honey is a healthier alternative, a natural sugar source, and it's way better than using syrup. Not saying you don't have to cut out syrup, but you can use like maple syrup, like if you're having breakfast, but you want to make sure that you're limiting that. You don't want to drench whatever you're eating in whatever saucy thing that you like. Like you can still have what you like, but you want to make sure limiting it is the key. You want to make sure that you're decreasing whatever you're eating. Just the main thing is eating a lot less. If you just can't have your waffles without syrup, you want to make sure try eating honey. Or you can also get a sugar-free alternative in the store. Those are way better than having a full sugar or unhealthy syrup that you buy. Like if you go out to eat and the little packets of syrup or whatever sauce that you get from whatever restaurant, those are filled with calories and sugar and sodium. You don't need that. What you would do is cut back on that or find an alternative that works out for you. Another way that I lost weight is I started using smaller plates. When you have a large plate, your brain is going to think, this plate is big. When you put a little bit of food on that, you're gonna think, I need a little bit more. Because your brain is kind of like seeing that, and it's like, that's not enough food. When you use a smaller plate and you fill that smaller plate with food, your brain's gonna be like, oh, okay, this is a reasonable portion. So you wanna make sure that you use smaller plates. So another thing that kind of helped me lose weight, this is not anything to do with nutrition or with exercise. Well, maybe a little bit. But one thing that I did is I have a great workout playlist. Like when I work out, I would have a playlist that's full of uplifting, upbeat songs. So when I work out, I'm always like, you know, in that mode, like that, yeah, I'm gonna do this last set. Yeah, when I listen to that Megan Thee Stallion, it's like, ooh, it's like, yeah, when I drop into that squat, it makes me want to. Because when I'm in the mood, when I'm in that music, it's like, yeah, I want to keep doing it. So when you work out, you want to make sure that you have if you're not a person who likes to work out with music, that's fine. But most people do. And you're going to want to make sure you have some uplifting music. Another thing that helped me lose weight would be I would purchase the kids meal. Let's say you can't, wherever you're at, you don't have the best of options of food, but if you do choose a kids portion, which is a smaller portion, you'll be eating significantly less. But no, I don't always do this all the time, since most of the time I'm making food. But if you do go out, try to get the smaller portion. If wherever you're at, they ask you, do you want the full or the half size, get that half size. And it's going to be a smaller serving since it is a kid size portion, and that will kind of help you stay at that calorie deficit which we want. Thank you guys so much for watching. Those are all my tips that kind of helped me lose weight. If you have any questions and you want to find out anything else about me, how I lost weight, what else I did, even more tips, you can ask me any questions in the comments. You can hit up my Instagram, which is The Manaya Show. You can hit up my TikTok, which is The Manaya Show. You can DM me on Instagram if you want to be a little secret, girl, how'd you do this? Or please, I need help. I will help you. Thank you so much for watching and staying tuned to this video. Have a great day.